Okay. Put that over there. Put this over here. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We are in struggle mode. Let's see if we can make this work today. Bionic, welcome in. How are you today? Very tired. Nice. That sounds about right. I walked my mile today, chopped a whole bunch of wood.
Nice.
Started some laundry. And then I wrestled with a kid for about 50 minutes, trying to get him to go to sleep. So
Oh no.
it's been
So
a day.
that in and of itself is a workout.
Yeah.
Just not one that's good for your blood pressure.
Like, I don't know how to deal with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, he's not old enough to really, like, bargain with him. Like, hey, if you don't do this, you don't get TV later or whatever.
Yep.
And if I ask him, like, okay, do you want to sleep in your crib or do you want to sleep on the bed? Because I feel like he likes the bed more. Then he just doesn't answer. And it's like, okay, so you know what I'm asking you. And you just don't want either of those. Oh, it's frustrating.
I'm sorry.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good today. I think that tomorrow I'm going to be extremely sore. My workout went really well yesterday. I managed to do 3 full sets of really good deadlifts. And then like just barely managed to exhaust my lower back. So exhaust but not hurt. And I need to work on my posture.
Yeah.
I definitely need to work on my posture. But yeah, so today I am riding an endorphin high that is stronger than the chronic pain, the anxiety, and the depression. So I'm feeling really good.
That's good.
But I know that for sure I need to like do another light workout later today, or tomorrow I'm going to be too sore to move.
Yeah, finding those like stretches are really important.
Yeah, yeah.
I generally wake up and I do a few like minimal stretches and then I go through my day and then right before bed I do a few more stretches. It works out. It is almost October and I want to send out. I think I'm going to send out Halloween cards in the Patreon package. But I feel like I should draw a Halloween rugby, but it's not October yet, so I don't know if that's appropriate. So do I send out these today and maybe I send out another one next month? Could do that.
I don't know.
We can send out a Halloween card next month. That could be fun.
It is the internet. More is always better.
More is always better. Alrighty.
Unfortunately. All right. I haven't done any drawing yet today. Let's see how my drawing chops are doing.
Oh.
Might be a struggle today.
So we were talking earlier about the Power World thing.
Yep.
And I really feel like the company behind Power World is trying to steal IPs by inserting their own characters into them. And I think they're doing it maliciously. That's my argument. Is as much as you could say that, like, oh yeah, Nintendo needs to be taken down a peg, sure. I don't think that's what this company is doing. But maybe.
I think given all of the extra, like, smaller IPs that they've shoved into the Pal Farm game announcement, like the Russian roulette.
Yeah, they're trying to, like, that's a brand new game style that I think is really popular right now, and there's tons of games being made about it. And they're like, oh, we need to put that in our game. It's like,
and that
feels scummy to me.
Yeah, especially because that is definitely indie game territory, right? That's not big company IPs doing that. So I think, I don't disagree with you.
So that right
they
there,
are
like, what you just said, like, that to me made it sound like it's okay to steal larger companies' IP, which I don't necessarily agree with. That being said, like, all of the indie games that have come out that have been, like, what the hell is that game called? Is it Shotgun Roulette? Is that the first one?
I think so.
I think all of the clones that have been made out of that is fine, right? Like, I think there is a point where you can say, hey, like, farm simulator games have been around for a while, and definitely make one. Like, there's no reason for you not to make one, right? And if that's what the company wants to do, that's what they want to do. But I really do feel like they are skirting the line of just, like, copying other games. And that's why I said I think their company is being a little more malicious than it should be, regardless of where they're getting the content from. They are not wholly iterating on something, and that frustrates me.
That is a fair point that I can't disagree with.
Hello.
Hey. I'll be honest. I'm not actually rooting for the Power World company. I think, like I said in our little text conversation, like, I think that the game industry as a whole has the potential to be able to eke something positive out of what they're doing. Maybe. But I do think you're right. I think that they are the troll under the bridge that's trying to take a bite out of everybody. And they for sure need to be taken down at some point. But I, as things currently stand, I don't mind them taking a bite out of larger companies. I started to become worried after I learned that apparently Sony is currently backing them.
Weird.
Because if they've got a megacorp saying, sure, do what you want, and we've got your back, as long as we can, especially if it takes down our major competitors, then I'd love. You don't want to set a troll free. You don't want to give a troll a carte blanche.
Sure.
And they for sure are trolls.
Base takes here. Feel free to add to it whenever you want. Nar, I don't know how to say your name, so I'm just gonna say Nar. But welcome in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a legal
Yeah.
expert. I'm not well versed in the whole thing, so I can't say too much more than I've already said. But
Yeah, me neither. I'm mostly finding it interesting. Uh I shared it with Corvus as well this morning, and my defense to Corvus was I'm not actually invested in any of this. I just kind of love a David and Goliath story.
gotcha.
I've not had any like Nintendo products in a good long while, and I wasn't interested in Pal Worlds because it just reminded me of way too many of those Facebook games. Like, no thank you.
Totally fair.
Corvus, you got super quiet again. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
Okay, let's see here.
I'm wondering if it's because we have it on the like auto input.
Is this any better?
It's about
It's a
the
little
same.
clearer, but not much louder for me.
Do you have a bunch of fans on again?
No,
Hmm.
I turned my fan off this time.
Weird.
And like my input volume is maxed out.
That's
I turned you up in Discord to 100%, so I can hear you okay.
Human whale. We could try to figure this out again.
Do I sound any different?
You sound really clear, but quiet, and that's the problem. It's like it's weird that it changes.
You sure you didn't accidentally turn me down when I was busting out the mic?
I have you at 100%. Which I could crank you up, but that's going to make you really quiet in YouTube. Could go into the Windows setting again, up the volume, but then you might be blasting it out again. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna start rolling some dice here. We don't have that many today, which is kind of fun. I feel like every time I say there's no rules, then nobody submits anything. It's really weird. So I might start adding more rules again. Today was a freebie. People could have asked for anything. But
Even mimics.
They did not. Oh my goodness. A big thing with Pokemon, like Nintendo specifically, over the years they've gone after modders and like people trying to make their own Pokemon games. But most of the time the problem with that is that the people are using their assets or like I made Pokemon Red but with demons. It's like you okay, stop. like they're, and I feel like Palworld is the closest company that is just straight up like, we made our own game. Oh, by the way, we're stealing Pokeballs. And it's like, like you're skirting the line here. And I would love to see someone reimagine Pokemon. And I just haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen somebody do it without, like, trying to make it Pokemon, you know?
I mean, that's kind of what Yokai Watch was.
That's true. Yokai Watch is a good example of that. Was that an anime, though, or was that a game? Did they make
It's
it?
a game.
They
Produced
did
by-
both.
Well, I mean, which came first?
I think
It was the game.
I think the game came first. Yeah.
Interesting.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I was talking and apparently no one could hear me.
Yeah, I could not hear you. I'm sorry. Automatically determine input sensitivity. Is your input sensitivity not hitting that bar again?
It is.
Is it?
Because I have it like on negative 76 and it's like going past it.
Yeah, that's about what mine is too. So like we should be the same ish volume. I will turn you up, and if YouTube can't hear you, I am so sorry. We'll do it that way. Yeah, I think Yokai Watch is a good example. Did Nintendo sue Yokai Watch?
Nintendo owns it. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure. There were rumors that Nintendo was going to go after Digimon, but I don't think they ever actually did.
I don't think they would have an argument for that.
Yeah.
Well, they will now that they fired the patents for any sort of creature that you can summon to fight or ride. That's a little bit of an oversimplification, but not much.
I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, Nintendo they filed some patents years ago, and then in the middle of the PAL World lawsuit, they filed new patents to update the language of the patents that they already held, and it was extremely vague. Basically, they have claimed, and American American copyright has granted them rights to game mechanics that allow them to catch and summon creatures and ride summoned creatures.
I'm just finding an article that says that's not true. Not like you're wrong. I think what you said is correct for what you read, but I'm finding something that's saying that article is wrong. Like it's directly. They only have the one patent that was done a few years ago, and it's specifically about a battling system.
Interesting. This is where we get into the other problem of all of this, which is
basic human practices and organizations are typically treated as abstract ideas. And this just goes down a rabbit hole. It is directly responsible for that, though, yeah, from PAL World. So this patent was filed because of the PAL World situation. But it looks like the patent is specifically for their newest game, essentially. So whatever the weirdness that they're doing for, I'll look at Scarlet and Violet, which I don't know. I didn't play those two, so I don't know what that means. They were trying to patent specific things about that so they couldn't be copied. But
there was a ride switching specific mechanic, something to do with a glider, I think, or gliding with. I think you could glide on ride on a Pokemon through an area, and then they had a specific mechanic for swapping mid ride to a different vehicle or creature. I think that's what it's regarding.
I just wanted to add the PAL World advertising themselves as Pokemon with Guns game, so I mean, yeah, that was part of it, right? Like, they very much were leaning into trying to get Pokemon, using Pokemon as a marketing ploy, and that's infringement. That's like the definition of it. So those patents at least won't work for the past games. Yeah, like you really have to have something novel to really patent it. Like that's the big thing. So even like the Pokeballs, you can copyright the Pokeball, but you can't copyright like a cage, right? Like those are two different things, and that's the legal distinction you have to make in court. Like you have to figure that out. I rolled a 5, which is a character named Luke. He's a Warforged, originally made for the Navy. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's made out of Pykrete. Awesome.
A newspaper and
pipe
ice.
Yep. He's a warforged made out of frozen wood. Now he's a pirate.
Sawdust and ice, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of my professors wanted me to go to law school to learn how to do copyright law for digital stuff, and I was like, that sounds super fucking boring. And I probably should have done it. I think the argument was, if you pay for it, I'll do it. And then he didn't want to pay for it, so I didn't do it. Instead, I did my master's and got some of that paid for instead. But yeah, there's some weird legal things you have to look at for those kind of things. And my argument, which I told you earlier, and I want to share with the group, is like, you can patent, copyright an individual thing, but not an idea, which is why so many games like Metroidvanias exist, right? Metroid and Castlevania are two really cool games that are like similar in navigation style, and that spawned a whole bunch of people making new games based off of it. You can't necessarily say like, oh, well, we're patenting moving left and right from the screen, right? Like that's not a patentable thing. It's not a copyrightable thing. But you can copyright the characters, you can copyright some of the weapons. Like, I'm really surprised that Vampire Survivor hasn't been sued yet, because they basically just stole a bunch of the sprites. But
yeah.
But the game is so old that I guess they just don't care or don't know. So, long story short, Vampire Survivor is in the wrong. That's all I'm saying. They made a really cool game.
Yeah.
They should have made their own shit.
Fortunately, all of the Horde Survivor games that Vampire Survivors has spawned do seem to have, for the most part, either made their own assets or purchased them.
Yeah, which once again, like there's a definite argument for modding, right? Like Jordan, welcome in, by the way.
Yeah.
And I think that the big difference with that is like one, selling things, because it's like, oh man, it sucks that you don't get paid for your mods because you put a lot of time and effort into them, but you are using someone else's work, like you just are, as the backbone for that. So I think Steam is having trouble right now with their workshop because of that. Partially because of the Power World stuff, because Power World is trying to say, oh, we didn't copy Pokemon, we stole it from this other game that stole it from Pokemon, so we're disconnected. And it's like, that's not a good argument. That's not how that works.
That is a pawn shop selling stolen goods that they knew were stolen argument. Yeah. I'm not really on Power World's side as much as it might have seemed based on the short blurbs of text that I shared. I'm really not. Like, they are for sure doing stuff that legally puts them pretty squarely in the wrong. I just hope that we get something beneficial out of it, because copyright law is a little bit too strict and favors mega corporations a little bit too strongly.
It's about the
and we really need something to shake it up and help us give people a reason to fix those problems.
Gotcha. Nar says it's about the smooth swapping of models of riding. If you're gliding and you touch water, your rideable is changed smoothly into a water form. I mean, Diddy Kong Racing. No, I guess they didn't swap. It happens in Mario Kart too now, so that's interesting. Weird.
It's still owned by Nintendo.
Yeah. That's a strange thing to copyright.
Yeah, especially because I'm pretty like it doesn't. That feels like a concept thing to me, right? Like, I don't think you should be able to copyright the concept.
They could copyright.
I think that they can copyright the code that allowed them to do that.
Exactly. Like that's 100%. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe they did that specifically so Power World couldn't just scrub their game. But still,
Maybe.
it still feels really weird.
Yeah, I don't know. But honestly, everything about the lawsuit feels really weird.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And with kind of how shitty Nintendo's been handling the Switch 2 release,
have they been handling it?
I'm
How so?
they have they've been really cheap about a lot of things, about producing new games for the Switch 2 specifically.
The only games that have come out are the Donkey Kong game and Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, for sure has been really cheap. I think Donkey Kong, in general, was handled pretty well, but they are actively refusing to allow third-party people to produce stuff that can go on the Switch 2.
Interesting.
And there have been people who have reached out that have claimed that Nintendo has kind of specifically talked about not actively producing stuff for the Switch 2. And so it looks like currently most of the stuff is kind of being ported over and resold.
That's weird. I don't understand their thought on that.
Yeah, me neither. And that's kind of generally the consensus is like stuff Nintendo is doing feels like a shitty cash grab, republishing games that people had access to on the Switch.
Oh, I see. Like making you rebuy the Zelda games.
Making you rebuy a bunch of games, making you rebuy stuff that you bought, like making you rebuy classic games even that you bought for the Switch. Anyway, I'm not 100% up to date on it, so that's
especially with digital media.
Yeah. That is just my understanding. I'm not 100% sure on that.
The issue with the Switch 2 getting games quickly is due to how quickly the Switch was cracked for piracy. Okay. People in the discussion often forget that if you don't support Palworld, you are automatically fully supporting Nintendo. I'm not on Palworld's side, but I'm kind of scared of aggressive copywriting. Yeah, I mean, like, Nintendo definitely has not been the best people. Like, especially if you were a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like, they love to claim your content for YouTube all the time. Many of my videos cannot be monetized from back in the day. So, like, yeah, screw you, Nintendo. But still, doesn't mean that you can break the law against them, right? I think that's the big side of it. So,
yeah.
The Amiibos
Two wrongs don't make a right sort of deal.
You can get cards that are much cheaper if you want the content. Yeah, like, I've seen a lot of people selling those, like, big binders of book. Like, here's all the Amiibos. We just cloned the RF chip, and it's like, well, okay, that's piracy, but that's fine.
I know that Thor Pirate Software is canceled now, but I do think he had a pretty good point when he said if you've got a piracy issue, most likely if you've got a rampant piracy issue, most likely the problem is actually because you're marketing something that people can't afford to buy but still really want. I think there's wisdom in that.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the biggest thing. If you made the Switch 2 backwards compatible with anything from the Switch 1, you would never sell another Switch 1 ever. Like, you would just, the market is so much bigger to sell to people if you already have content that can be played on it. And, like, oh man, we saw that over, when I worked at Game Crazy back in the early aughts. It was bananas how much the difference between a PS3 and a PS3 that could play the games backwards compatible, because they originally were, and then Sony decided to turn that functionality off. Nobody bought these. They wouldn't buy it. It's like, is this one backwards compatible? It's like, no. It's like, cool. Give me the old one then. and no one would buy these. And it's the stupidest move I think you can make. And that's part of the reason I think they started trying to cut down on like reselling. Right, a lot of people are like, no, we need to make it so they can't trade games to other people, and it's like that is idiotic. That's idiotic.
And that bullshit about customers need to get comfortable with the idea that they don't own their games, they just lease them.
Yeah, I think that's a surefire way to have people just stop buying your shit.
Yep. Especially when the indie game communities are getting as big as they are, and indie developers, for the most part, are totally on board with people actually owning their games.
Yeah. I think the other part about that is like Steam has made people complacent, like because
100%.
Steam didn't used to exist. Like I remember back when you had to have a disc, we pirated discs all the time. Just because of the exact same issue. It's like, I need another copy of this disc, and I'm not willing to pay $40 for it. I'm just going to buy a $10 software that lets you clone this disc because I own this disc. I want to be able to use it. So, it's ridiculous. Like, it's kind of a... If you want people to buy your systems over your games, which maybe that's the problem, is they want people to buy the games over the systems. Make everything backwards compatible, man. Like, that was some of the coolest stuff about the Game Boys for a long time, is that you could just play all of your old Game Boy games. Like, you play a game and then you give it to your friend. Guess what? They have to have a Game Boy. And now you've turned that one game purchase into two people buying a system. Like, it's super weird to me. So yeah. And oh yeah, like I know a bunch of people that are in the community for basically, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called now. People want to play old Nintendo games and stuff, so they're just emulating it on newer soft hardware.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why they're not doing that. Just put a freaking port or like a plug to play all your old Game Boy games on your Switch 2. Everyone would have a Switch 2. Every single person I know would want to Switch 2 if that was the case.
Yeah, 100%.
Just super weird.
I really, really think that game companies are really missing out on a massive amount of business and customer loyalty simply because they're not willing to archive their games.
Yep.
And like after a game is, say, I don't know, 25 years old, what is the reason to not make it free and generally available?
IP.
Well, if you're not going to do anything with that fucking IP, then what's the problem? You are literally wasting a resource.
One of my friends is trying to go through and build a really old game that I don't know the name of, and I never played it, so sorry, I can't talk about that more. But he talked to the person that he talked to one of the original developers of the game, and he's like, "Yeah, totally fine. You can take that idea and do whatever the hell you want with it, because I'm not going to." But the company that owns it is kind of pissed off at it, and so he's having to argue with them about whether or not. And this is something I keep talking to him about. I'm like, you either have to take the IP and make a new game with it, or you have to make a like take what you have and make a direct update for it, right? You're just redoing the textures for new hardware so that it runs properly, and then you have to take that and give that to the company and be like, here's what I'm doing, right? Like, you have to figure that out.
Yep.
But the problem is he has a really hard time trying to find the people who actually have the license for it. So even though the person that created the game was like, yeah, that's fine, I don't know who legally owns it right now. It's weird. Super weird. Something like the Super Game Boy they made for the NES. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think you're right. I think a lot of it is monetarily driven. And even with Power World, like, they know what they're doing, and I don't think they're doing it. Sorry, so that's really my argument when I said to Druid earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they're doing it altruistically. They're not trying to be the ones that fall on the sword to get sued by Nintendo to make the world a better place.
No, absolutely not.
They're capitalizing on making more money from stealing Nintendo's vibe and then paying the lawyers to deal with it.
Yep. They are a leech sucking Nintendo's blood.
Yep.
And if it makes Nintendo a little bit weaker, I'm kind of okay with it for now.
Good thing that they came out with the Switch 2 is a virtual game card, so you can borrow digital games from your friends, even between Switch 1 and 2. Oh, really? Like you can just send them your license key? Because that's what crypto is supposed to be about. That's what NFTs are. I'm not making this look like Pykrete, because Pykrete just looks like cardboard.
Yep.
Maybe it's too nuanced. Maybe I need to dumb it up. But on the other side, if you have a component that is hard enough to function like that, you can really cut it out of anything. Or anything out of it, right? Like, you can make really small, detailed things.
Yeah.
As long as the grain texture is fine enough. They did make a meaningful expansion of the idea regardless. To what are you referring to, Christopher?
I think Pal World. Because Pal World isn't a collection game like Pokemon is. It's a survival game with Pokemon-like aspects.
Yeah.
I think I agree with Christopher.
And I think
but I mean,
fine.
like yeah, but you're also not wrong, Rook. Like everything about Pal World, they copied basically the design philosophy of the creatures. They definitely copied the Pokeball mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of what they did is actually not really new, because a lot of the way the game plays, minus the guns, is actually very similar to a Pokemon mod for Minecraft.
I mean, also Ark. Like, Ark Survival did the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I was getting at, is, like, there are so many ways to take a concept and make something new with it. And that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong. Especially if a company wants to make, like, hey, people really love Stardew Valley. Let's make our version of that. Do it. Like, I'm not mad about that. I don't care about that at all. Like, I mean, Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley is based off of Harvest Moon. Like,
yes,
1,000%. And I don't think that's bad either. I think that's great. They're like, hey, I love Harvest Moon. I'm going to make my own version of that. Cool. Do it.
Yeah.
Everyone get out there and make a game.
By the way, chat, like, in case you hadn't seen, the reason we're talking about this morning is because today Pal World announced that they are. If you have not seen the trailer for it, it's a new game called, I think it's called Pal Farm or something, and it is literally a week after Game Freak announced a Pokemon kind of like farming sort of game, which, by the way, is also it also looks exactly like Monster Rancher, I think is the game. It's very
Rancher?
not Slime Rancher.
Okay.
I think it's Monster Rancher. It is for sure like a low poly copy of another game. And anyway, so literally a week later, Pal World announced what is ostensibly a copy of that game, but with a bunch of other games kind of like mashed into it. Pal World, for sure, if you watch the two trailers next to each other, they are like, they start out 1-to-1. Pal World is not at all being subtle about the fact that they are legitimately copying Nintendo in this, and it's very funny actually, and very, very tongue-in-cheek, but also not subtle, and very clearly made to directly compete with the Nintendo game. And I actually expect the Pal World one to do better because the assets are better. It looks like the gameplay is more expansive and more interesting. And yeah, Rook, like they took a bunch of other like mini game ideas from a bunch of indie games as well, obviously, but they for sure have more in their game than Nintendo announced in theirs.
I've been Roblox.
Oh God, Roblox.
How is that? I'm not gonna say it.
What is it?
You somehow got quieter. I don't know what's
I
happening.
did.
Maybe it is my Discord. I'm gonna restart.
Maybe
my
it's
Discord.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna restart.
I heard you okay.
Yeah, weird.
Hello?
I don't know. You're so quiet, but like, I turned you down to 100 and you're at the same volume, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Don't take this the wrong way. Are you like congested or something? Like, do you have an ear infection?
I hope not.
Check your headphone connection.
True, it's fine.
No.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Shoot, I lost it.
I don't know.
Oh, Roblox.
I'm gonna roll real fast.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I really do think modding is such a strange community. Like,
It very much
it's one of
is.
those things that really the issue is that I think started a lot of the hate from Nintendo is how vigorous they go after people that mod. And it's like, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, you just shouldn't. Modding shouldn't be a money game. It shouldn't be. Like, modding should be something where you take something and you play with it and you try stuff. And then if you, like, work it really well, you make your own game, right? Like, that's the thing. So when people use modding as an end game, things can get really dangerous and gray. Like, No Room Left in Hell, I think, uses source code. Is that right? Or is it Half-Life's code? That's tough.
I don't know. I don't know.
But, like, that's a really good game. It's a really good game. I paid for it. Like, it's awesome. Would not exist if it wasn't for the fact that company released their code, right? Like, that's the thing. And so, as I'm making my game, like, I want to make it in a way that people can mod it because I think that's fun and awesome.
Yeah.
And but if someone just took my game and then made their own game with it, I'd be a little upset, right? Like, there's a nuance there. And like I said, Roblox is kind of that way, where it's so much random meme type shit in one place that I think people are kind of getting complacent in that thought of like, well, this is an open forum where I can make stuff. It's like, it's built by somebody though. Like, you have to remember that this is built by somebody. So
Yeah.
I know that Undertale Yellow was made for free on Game Jolt. I'm not sure what Game Jolt is.
Me neither. I do think that
Live feature
Minecraft modding is actually going in the direction that you were talking about, where people basically use Minecraft as a game engine to test an idea and then and like build it in Minecraft and then go and make a different game. I know of 3 mod developers who are literally saying that that's what they've done, or that's what they are in the process of doing. And I think that is specifically happening because as Minecraft continues to be developed and more stuff gets added, you need mods in order to really enjoy playing it less and less. So some of the really old mods, especially like the heavy tech mods, were absolutely fucking wild. In terms of time sinks they make for producing stuff, they make Satisfactory look like child toys. But like, yeah. So the more quality of life stuff gets added, the less people actually want to play those kind of older, really intensive mods, and more it's about just like really small stuff that you can add.
Another good example is like World of Warcraft. Basically, modding is it's kind of built into the game now.
Yep.
Because the modding community is so prevalent. And a lot of people that back in the day made mods worked for Blizzard. Like that was kind of like, hey, I made this thing that a million people like and think needs to be added to the game. Work with me, give me a job. Let me do that. And actually in the game, it's like great. So that's another good use case for modding, right? Like making the game better in a way that people like. Whereas Final Fantasy doesn't like that. They don't like, and it might just be the Japanese culture, like the business culture for gaming there, of just like, you're not supposed to touch the game. The game is supposed to be derived from the creators to the players as is, and you're not supposed to touch it. And so,
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, I think there's a cultural difference with it, right? Like, I think that's totally fine.
It's like Japan is also a little bit more strict when it comes to copyrights, like enforcing them. Like, you can barely stream like people who do like reaction to like anime shows. They have to do all sorts of stuff like put like a filter over it and everything like that, and they have to like dim the sound and everything just to be able to like react to the show for like people who watch them. And so, because people like Crunchyroll, even though that's not a Japanese company, that's an American company that is kind of like responsible for streaming the stuff here in America and I guess Canada as well.
Right. Is homebrewing different than modding? I would say so. I would say third-party content is modding, whereas homebrewing is just you playing the game wrong, which is totally fine, right? They are the same. League of Legends is originally a Warcraft 3 map. Yeah, that's Dota, right? Like that is a good use case of like, hey, I used the tools you gave me to make something cool, and now I'm going to take that and make an actual game with it. It's like beautiful. That's awesome.
I rolled a 5, by the way.
Oh.
Kobold overtaken by Crystal Parasite.
Sounds good. I've lost the plot for this robot, but I think he was supposed to be a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe where I am from Poland, so I'm leaving. Have a great day. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Arm. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. Letting us shoot the shit. So many great games have been made based off of, previous iterations of things. And that's awesome. I mean, Pathfinder, right? Like, it's just...
Yep.
It is. Even D&D, I guess, is based off of, what, Greyhawk?
No, Greyhawk is D&D.
Okay. I mean, they're both written by Gygax, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greyhawk is just a setting for D&D.
Oh, okay. What was the war game they played before D&D? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I mean, that's what I'm thinking of. I thought that was Greyhawk.
Greyhawk was the original setting for D&D. It's kind of what Gygax wrote and ran everything in.
So Greyhawk would be the mod for the tabletop that became D&D.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they started making because there's Greyhawk and then there's Dragonlance. Maybe Dragonlance that was the first one.
Dragonlance I thought was the stories. But maybe I do have that back.
There is Dragonlance stories, but there is a game setting.
Gotcha. I just love the idea that this started with a bunch of nerds doing French battles on a table, and then someone's like, "I brought a dragon." They're like, "What? You can't put a dragon in here." Screw you, Napoleon.
That is pretty funny.
Castle Blackmore. Are you truly drawing if you haven't lost the plot? That's fair. That's fair, Red King.
Development history.
I just drew a regular ass robot. I don't know what I'm doing. Give him a rapier.
Well, I'm like, it kind of makes sense. The shape of your Warforged robot is not really going to change that much based on the materials,
Right.
as long as the materials have fairly similar.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if the pike reed is good, you make all the same pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the problem with pike reed, though, is that we couldn't keep it cold.
Yeah.
So the first thing, so the immediate predecessor of Dungeons and Dragons was a set of medieval miniature rules written by Jeff Pierin. These were expanded by Gary Gygax, whose editions included a fantasy supplement before the game was published as Chainmail.
Chainmail. That sounds like what I was thinking of. Oh, Elliot's
I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Castle Blackmore. Dave Arneson?
Yep.
Okay.
Because D&D essentially started out as essentially what Warhammer 40, not 40k, but Warhammer Fantasy is. But they kind of slimmed it down into what it is now. Like, even in, like, 2nd edition D&D, there were still, like, those war game elements where, as you leveled up, I think it was 2nd edition, I could be wrong, you got, like, followers. So, like, if you were, like, a cleric or whatever the equivalent was, you had, like, a congregation.
Well, funny.
And so, like, it was a little weird.
You can't attack me with the Spanish Armada. I'm summoning demons.
Not if the Spanish Inquisitors stop you. The Spanish Inquisition wasn't about witchcraft, was it? It was heresy specifically, right?
And Jews.
Yeah.
And what?
And Jews.
Ah.
The anti-Semitic thing I was hoping wasn't gonna find its way into discussion of fantasy settings, but whatever.
I mean, they got the short end of the stick for a long time.
They did, and it does bear remembering that.
Roll dice.
This is turning out creepier than I had intended.
Archer, old elderly woman, wears an enchanted monocle. Armed with a bow, uses a magic to guide her arrows. Old lady archer. Every crusade had stuff like that happen, even locally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Religion.
It's one of the problems with Crusades and Crusaders specifically is they don't usually care too much about the reason for the battle. It's just the subjugation and looting that's the important part.
Oh, I didn't realize this. The corals, or whatever they're called in Final Fantasy.
The cultists?
The weird, the tiger with weird tentacle things.
Corals?
Face. Yeah, corals. Those and the displacer beasts come from a common origin, from a science fiction short story by a Canadian called Black Destroyer.
Weird. A doompa 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 doompa. I can't draw faces today. Or ever.
I was gonna say, you say that about every other day.
It's hard. Faces are hard.
Let's see, what kind of crystal parasite? How do I want to do this?
The person that suggested two times, and I don't know if it was supposed to be a correction or what, but they said crystal parasite and crystal symbiote in two different suggestions. So do it however you want, if that helps. If it doesn't help, sorry.
It
Or they
does
posted
it does a
in-
little bit.
Say that again, Gordon.
They may not have thought one of their posts posted, so
Yeah.
so they just posted again. That's always a possibility. If they're like on
Alexander posted
mobile or
a
something.
Fire dwarf. I like it.
If you're here and you wanted a kobold with a crystal symbiote and/or parasite, I would welcome a little bit of clarification. I assume you don't mean like a leech or a tick stuck on them.
Yeah, because symbiote and parasite are two different things. If you can draw both faces and hands, I think you're sold to that, Callie. Yeah, I feel like I'm much better at hands than I am at faces.
And I think I'm the opposite.
Oh, the boy's awake. Be right back. Let's see if I can go back to sleep.
I think I'm gonna do this like Tiberium. If anybody ever played Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. And there were people that had crystals growing out of their foreheads.
So I just shared a crystal kobold as well.
Mine is much creepier. Don't ask me why I decided to give him Parasect eyes. It's probably because of the Pokemon versus Power World conversation earlier. But it is a choice I made regardless. Roll 2d10 on a 2 to 11. It's grown from the inside. 2 to 15. It's attached on the outside of the body. 17 plus. It causes horns and the other keratin structures to grow as crystals. I think I for sure want probably this left arm of his. I think I'm gonna have it be like encased. But there's gonna be like part of the arm is gonna be clubbed and like immovable, but completely encased in growing crystal.
So, Druid, quick question.
Yep,
Can you hear this?
It is a philosophical question that keeps.
it is a philosophical question.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
I give up.
Sorry.
That's fine. Not your fault.
Yeah. Still frustrating.
I've just been fiddling with this new headset I've got because my old one kept breaking and the cord was getting ready to snap off it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't seem to get it right.
That sounds frustrating. Sorry. I
That's
I
fine.
I am legit. I'm always like frustrated and concerned by the fact that even with all of the technology we have and where we are at in terms of like people's online presences and whatnot, like everybody everybody still has problems with audio. Like I would think that we would have better software solutions to all of these problems by now. But we just don't. Or we do, but it's only hands of professionals because it costs me. Yeah, Elliot, maybe. But I don't know, cause like I still see even like really big YouTube channels, and streamers on Twitch still end up with like scuffed audio all the time.
It's deliberate. Not that they're deliberately doing it, but companies deliberately just make shitty products.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past, I wouldn't put it past any software or hardware development company.
Like, we could totally just have light bulbs that don't go out,
True.
but they wouldn't make money, so they deliberately had a built-in flaw.
I don't understand this kid. Someone yesterday on the internet said, "Stop trying to understand your kids at this age. Their brains are tumbleweed in a stick. Just gotta try to navigate it, but don't try to figure them out."
That sounds like something easier said than done, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but my brain is always trying to figure everything out. It's part of why I'm so mentally exhausted all the time.
Okay, he's up.
This is one of the more monstrous kobolds I think I've drawn in a while. I'm having fun. Praise the dice gods. Today they were with me. Yeah, Rat King, I still have issues figuring out my brain, and I've got diagnoses, and and I am an adult. Yeah, having a kid is interesting and frustrating and rewarding, all at the same time.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Limit on the brain damage? Yeah. Oh, that was dragon. I mean, Twin Bee, it kind of is, right? It's a kobold. Oh, I guess you guys can't really see what I'm working on. Here, let me move it over.
Yeah, you're tucked away in the corner.
I'm off the screen. How's that?
I don't know. I think the thing that's creeping me out the most about it isn't the eyes, or even the like overall body position. I think it's the weird beak that you've given it.
Yeah, right? It's reading Skeksis in a way that I'm really happy with. Somehow I managed to pause the stream. I'm sorry, Alex. I do that all the time. Honestly, I am so bad with my streams sometimes. I think it's because my fingers are really fat, and so I've like sometimes I just punch my keyboard accidentally and hit the space bar, and voila, paused.
Oh yeah, Drew, did any of your family get raptured yesterday?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Hmm.
How about yours?
And same.
How's Maga taking it?
I have no idea.
I guess I don't really want to know. So let's just leave it at that. I think it was very funny that, man, I only heard about it like the day before the
Same.
quote unquote rapture was supposed to happen. I'm like, where is this coming from all of a sudden? Can we
Yeah,
not have panic for 5 minutes, please?
I looked it up a little bit. It was like this pastor from like South Africa
Oh,
posted a YouTube video stating that it's going to happen to like taking over like 2 days because it's like during Rosh Hashanah,
okay.
Jewish New Year, and it's just like, sure, Jan, sure. Another live stream is happening.
Grumpy sad baby. What'd I miss?
Nothing. Did anybody from your family get raptured yesterday?
No. I mean, not that I'm aware of.
That was my response too.
2 more days. Did anybody sell their house in preparation for the rapture?
No.
I heard that was happening though, which is a little wild.
I
Yeah.
think it's bullshit, but I saw a TikTok post of someone asking, like, "Hey, I'm gonna get raptured tomorrow. Will you watch my dogs for me?" And they're like, "You're saying I'm not gonna be raptured?" They're like, "Well, no, you're not. But you seem nice, so please take care of my dogs."
I more than once had the uncharitable thought of, you know what? I kind of hope that everybody who thinks they're going to raptured actually does get raptured, so the rest of us can actually have a little bit of peace.
I've said the same thing.
Granted, we'll still have to deal with the orange man in the presidency, but
I'll post this. I'll send it to Corvus at least. But I saw a video this morning of someone basically having that realization of like all these people that think they're going to be raptured, kind of the problem. Let them go.
Yep.
Let them go.
You guys want to get out of here? Great.
Yep. Good old-fashioned escapism.
We're back.
Sorry. I moved over towards the middle of the
You're
screen.
fine. You're fine. What the actual F is happening here? Sorry, everybody, 1 second. Discord is not open on my computer, but it is. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, let's try that. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, I think that's a little better. I can name the first 10
Everything
cults
okay?
that said the rapture will happen a yearly basis. Yeah. Sorry, Corvus.
Don't ask me what it is with American Christians and our apocalypse tradition. It's been out of control since Y2K.
It started in 1830.
Yep.
Your church is also part of the problem.
Yeah, I know.
Just saying.
My former church, excuse you.
You're correct. Also, Jesus was an apocalyptic preacher, so it comes with the territory.
That's true.
You were saying, Rick?
For some reason, you're getting quieter and quieter, and I don't know why. I tried restarting Discord; it didn't work. So we'll have to
I
see.
don't know what it is.
You've been staying stable for me, so yeah.
I have you on 200% now, and I still can hardly hear Corvus. It's very like Druid sounds fine. It's like I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on at all.
Audio scuff.
Yeah,
But only on one side.
that's better. I don't know what just happened, but that's like you're like 4 times louder now. What the hell happened? I did nothing.
Have you checked?
Maybe because I'm not like speaking at a normal I'm not my volume is changing because it's just how normal people speak.
Maybe.
I'm not keeping a consistent volume. Alexander, the thing is, the rapture isn't even necessarily apocalypse. It's just like the idea that the good Christians will be taken out so they get to avoid the apocalypse.
And it's kind of, sort of based on something in the Book of Revelations, right?
And no, it's completely made up.
Oh,
Rapture is. It comes from some misunderstandings of like 2 verses, and neither one of them are Revelation.
interesting.
There's a reference in Matthew where like there is those who are taken and those who are left behind.
Right.
And you don't want to be in the group that's taken.
Is that the passage that references and then the meek shall inherit the earth?
I don't know. I think that's the Beatitudes.
Okay. I'll be honest. It's hard to separate Mormon from general Christian lore sometimes, especially with regards to evangelical beliefs on the apocalypse. We have had some fun movies out for all these crazy ideas, though. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Did anybody ever watch? I think it's called Left Behind.
Yeah, there's like a 50-book series based off it.
Yeah, I never actually saw it. I think because I remember seeing it as an option and being like, that's actually kind of weird and interesting as a child, and asking to rent it, and my parents being like, no, we don't need to do that. And I think it was specifically because they didn't want me to get confused between Mormon doctrine and other American Christian doctrine. But I'm not 100% sure. Man, my foreshortening is kind of on point today. That's making me real happy. It was a little more stuck for me here, mainly because my situation is a little bit reversed from the rest of the country. Living in small communities really is weird, right? You get the absolute best of some aspects of humanity and community, and also the absolute worst.
I mean, you just got a small pool.
Yeah. That is exactly it.
You're all done? You don't get to play with this. You went down? What do you want?
I for sure could not live in a community smaller than the one in which I currently live in. I also could not live in a pool as big as, say, New York City.
I was a little more stark for me, mainly because my situation is a little bit reserved from the rest of the country. '12, yeah, 2012 was a wild movie. Man, I've lived through so many end of the world things now. I just don't care anymore.
Yep.
Honestly, if the rupture did happen, that was so fun. I probably wouldn't notice anything because I just lived so far away from people. It's like, how would I know?
Yeah, as a veritable shut-in, I've thought of that as well. Like, how long would it take me to realize?
I remember the 2012 stuff. 2012 stuff was pretty nuts. I had a couple friends that were very, very worried about it, and I'm like,
Mayan calendar nonsense?
yeah.
I remember making fun of those people in high school.
But
Sorry that they got caught up in it, though.
Yeah.
like my big thing about it was like, if everything like breaks down, you have the zombie apocalypse, and everything goes to shit. Like, first off, there's still a few days before like anything really bad happens. Like, nothing changes for the first few days.
Yep.
Assuming you have more than like 2 days worth of food in your house, which a lot of people don't. I've discovered, which scares me.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like they went through this whole shebang of like, there's no gas, there's no trucks, and it's like, yeah, man, like we live in a huge society that relies on commerce, like interstate commerce. So at the time, like we were in Idaho, and it was like, but at the end of the day, like I don't think that much. Like I think I'm much more in danger of that kind of stuff now that I live in, Seattle area. Like if the world goes to shit, like I'm boned.
Yeah. But you still have guns and you know how to hunt, so I think you'll be better off than.
What am I gonna hunt? The pigeons?
It's called squab.
Yep.
There's a huge flock of pigeons that lives near my house, so I guess maybe I'd be fine for a little while.
Just or just catch them, feed them a little bit, and give them a little bit better diet, and then eat them.
Yeah.
Sure.
A dovecote is not a difficult thing to make or maintain.
A what?
Yeah, what's a
A
dovecote?
dovecote.
What are you talking
It's
about?
a roost for raising doves.
Oh, okay.
Why is it called a death coat?
Dovecote.
No. Yeah, I heard death coat.
I heard dovecote. I just didn't know what that was.
Death cults are death cults are very easy.
I'll be busy with family this weekend, and they wanted to go fishing, and I was like, I guess we could go fishing. I looked it up. I'm like, my house is surprisingly very. I live by the sound, and I live by the sound in a place where they're like, this is a great spot to go fishing, so I'll go do it, and it's like 5 minutes away. I'm like, well, I guess I have to go buy a fishing pole now.
Or just still one of your dad's.
I mean, he's so far away. But my dad does love fishing.
I was gonna say, it probably another few weeks before your dad visits again. Just like, hey, give me a fishing pole.
Yeah.
Catch some octopus.
There's apparently squid. Yeah, apparently like squid fishing is a thing here. Like right where I live. That's what I'm saying.
Cool.
That's cool.
Never thought about doing that or wanted to do it.
I would rather eat squid than octopus just because squid are nasty little shits and octopus are extremely intelligent.
Yeah, I don't think I'll eat octopus unless I have to.
I know I saw a video, this guy in England, they've had rapid expansion of octopus, and so
Oh yeah, they're
it's
invasive or
becoming-
something now, right?
yeah, it's sort of, it's not so much they're invasive like they were released, but because of the warmer waters that are happening.
We've had a
octopus are moving
population
in and
boom
just
and it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many.
decimating all the other stuff,
yeah.
all the native shellfish.
In that
They're
instance,
I guess we're eating octopus.
Yep.
Then it's okay to eat it, and I would eat that.
Yeah. Same.
Yep.
It's the same thing with rabbit. I wouldn't normally consider hunting or eating rabbit, especially because of the parasites that they carry in my area. But if a population boom is going to threaten ecologies around here, I'd eat them.
I hate rabbits for the same reason I hate horses.
Because they're creepy little shits.
Demons. Tiny demons.
People only like them because they are cute.
I've
On
had
that,
pets.
I'll still never fully understand your rationale behind it, but I've just stopped giving up trying to figure it out.
Some things are best left unelaborated on.
It's a very simple thing for you to be able to understand, Corvus. All you have to do is meet a horse or a rabbit that has not been around humans very much, and you will immediately understand.
I have.
I would much rather pick up a feral snake than a feral rabbit. Put it that way.
This is where we're different. I don't mind getting back-clawed.
God. Never again.
But I will admit, our rabbits are a lot different than your all's rabbits out west.
Yeah, yeah.
Freaking jackrabbits are. Here's the thing. Like, I don't think a rabbit could kill me. I'm gonna pause that and say I don't think a rabbit could kill me. But if I had to fight a rabbit, it would not be a good time. Like, nothing good would happen. Would I rather fight a rabbit than a bear? Probably, yes. Like, I'm not gonna go that ridiculous, right? Like,
They're like,
I get you though, Rook.
Just hit it with a stick.
good luck. Like,
Just saying.
you could. You're right. Like I'm not gonna.
There's
be
a thing
like,
called rabbit sticks. Whack it and
just
be
whack it,
done and
yeah.
walk away.
Have you ever been bit by a rat?
No.
Not
I've also never been bit by a rabbit, but I've been
bit by a
clawed
rabbit.
by a rabbit.
I was gonna say, being bit by a rabbit sucks. Being kicked by a rabbit sucks. I don't think it'll kill me, but God, it's just not pleasant. Some of the worst shit. Oh, it's so cute. It's fucking the cat right now. Please, please. That is not a pet animal.
That's why you just grab it by the ears and drag it away.
What are you doing? You want the door open? Bring it here.
I would argue everyone, like, rabbits are more useful than horses will ever be, in my opinion.
I mean, you can still ride horses. I think both of them have their place. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think we should eradicate them all. I think you can farm rabbits. That's great. I just don't like them.
Only reason I say that is it's more expensive to raise a single horse than an entire colony of rabbits.
True.
Like, buying hay and horse feed for a single horse costs way much more than the hassle of just having a horse.
And Rook, while being bitten and or kicked by a rabbit probably won't kill you, it's different for a horse.
Man, being bit by a horse is not fun either.
No, it sucks.
I've also never been bitten by a horse or kicked by a horse.
I have not been kicked by a horse. My mother has been stepped on by a horse. That was an interesting week at our house.
I just have learned to recognize the bad signs from horses. Like, stay away from that horse.
Dude, my mother rode horses semi-professionally. She did not get stepped on by the horse because the horse was pissed. She got stepped on by the horse because she was trying to get it to jump, and it got spooked by plastic flowers and threw her and stepped on her.
Sounds like just a dumb horse.
I mean, yeah. There are few horses dumber than English equestrian horses. I'm afraid.
Are they like the Habsburgs of the horse world?
Well, Snowshoe was, because Snowshoe was a pure white stallion.
Horses are all dumb.
Oh, no.
Some horses are frighteningly intelligent, and some are dumber than a sack of rocks. And that is the most dangerous thing about a horse, is you can't tell which is which.
I knew a bunch of horses that were like in a cult with a donkey. Because the donkey was there to protect him, and so whatever the donkey wanted to do, that's what the horses did. And that donkey was an asshole. Like,
All donkeys are.
yeah.
I will not argue against that. Donkeys are irritable creatures. Every culture that's ever dealt with donkeys know that they're assholes.
If you are a donkey's favorite person, they can be incredibly sweet when they choose to be. That's the only thing I will say in opposition. But yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm allowed to not like stuff.
Yes.
And I don't have to have a reason to not like it. I can just not like it. Now, that being said, I don't have a right to write legislation to change anything about horses or rabbits. But I'm allowed to not like them.
And I'm allowed to poke fun at you about
That's
it.
I like horses better than horse girls.
Also fair. But
Wealthy horse girlies are horrible.
like your argument that like rabbits don't make good pets, I would argue is the same argument for like donkeys not being good farm animals, because donkeys are more inherently wild. They're like pigs and goats. They easily go feral when not socialized, or if they just get out of the field, they're instantly wild animals. It's because they're more related to zebras and everything.
Mules are more related to zebras? Wait, mules
Well,
not
donkeys
donkey.
are.
Donkeys are, okay.
Yep. A mule is a cross between a donkey and a horse.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Father a donkey, mother the horse. Mother is mare.
Then why doesn't it have the head of a horse and the body of a donkey?
I would argue that it has the head of a donkey because it certainly has the donkey ears.
Yeah. I think it just depends on the situation, because we had a mule, and it looked like a donkey in the face. It just was tall.
I was making a Minotaur joke.
Oh,
I picked up on that, Rook.
It's alright.
I did.
The
'Cause I'm
internet,
dumb.
the internet loves
I was-
talking about centaurs and people fucking horses, apparently. So,
Alright, I'll be right back.
all right.
I was trying to figure out where the next step of the joke was gonna go.
No, I didn't have
I
it.
couldn't get.
That was it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't get to it before Corvus could say he didn't get it.
That's just a grievance of mine. The internet loves complaining about centaurs not being right. Like, centaurs don't make sense. Centaurs just don't
No.
make sense, period.
They don't. They're not supposed to. They're a fantasy chimera creature. There's nothing about them that makes sense. They are not good lust fodder for people who really just want to get fucked by a horse, but
Have you seen
don't
the-
want to say it.
Have you seen the Saturday Night Live skit? Where like
No.
the centaur's interviewing for a job. And the guy's like, okay, so what if you saw like the back half of a horse? Would you do it? He's like, what? It's like, no, why would I do this? Like, well, I mean, it could be a really hot centaur, but you don't know. Like, and it just goes on like that forever. Until the punchline, he's like, yeah, I guess I would. And he's like, oh, no, it was a horse. Fucking sick, get out of here.
I have not seen that. That sounds awesome.
see it later.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yep, and the kid fell. I'll be right back.
Sure.
It's Christopher Walken, too, which is always great.
Alright, Rook's not here. I'll move my little kobold back over so you guys can see. I've been working, it's mostly off screen for you guys. It's coming along. Creepy little creature. I'm really happy with this. It's definitely not going to get to a finished state. I rode a horse on a cousin's farm and my eyes were swollen shut. I was blind until around dinner the next day, extremely allergic. That sounds horrible.
Here. You ripped all the tips off of those markers.
The last time I rode a horse was years ago in a, technically it was a mule, same difference. It was on a little bit of tour and I can't remember if it was Bryce Canyon. Oh, it was somewhere down in Capitol Reef in southern Utah. So it was a Red Rock riding tour and it was very cool. I don't think I was allergic to the horses, but I literally spent 45 minutes sneezing myself out of the saddle because of how dusty it was and all the stuff that was getting kicked up by the line of horses in front of me. The wind blowing it all directly in my face. I am sorry that your mouth or that your face swelled shut. Happened in second grade. Hell of a way to find out. Yeah, that is usually the way allergies happen in childhood, though, right? Like I'm very allergic to a plant called forsythia. It is a bright yellow bush that blooms very early in the spring.
I am back.
That's a weird
Welcome back.
specific allergy.
Yeah, I know, right? Ever since that allergy manifest, I've had hay fever. I had no allergies before that. But yeah, so my hay fever is now always the worst in early spring. I've had allergy medication for long enough that it's like the allergy has gotten less severe as time has gone on, but it's still pretty terrible hay fever. That when we found out we had because my grandfather had forsythia, and so my mother did cut a bunch of from the shrubs when they needed to be pruned one spring, and we had just huge spikes of flowering forsythia in a house for about a week, and I basically had flu symptoms the entire time. I'm lucky it wasn't anaphylaxis. Although I suppose we would have found out sooner that way. Let me know when you're back, Rook, and I'll move out of the way again.
I don't know what I'm doing here, to be totally honest. I'm trying to make this arcane archer, but the vibe's not quite there.
Mm.
once you've had allergy symptoms, you're more likely to develop new ones. Interesting.
Yeah, I did a bunch of research on this once. I think if my recollection is correct, it's because your immune system basically has, I think it's 3 or 4 different functions, and your like the allergy system is its own kind of function, and allergies and autoimmune stuff kind of all fall under that same umbrella. Once something stimulates that portion of your immune system, it can become more active, making you more likely to become allergic to things you're exposed to. That was one of the reasons that I try to do Olympic lifting, was because that type of exercise can calm down that aspect of of the immune system. Reportedly.
Interesting. That's a weird connection I wouldn't have thought without.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so either. As I said, it's been a while since I've done the research, so I've no idea if any of that's been updated or whatnot, but I do feel better when I lift anyway, so I still do it. When I can.
What was that? I'm not happy about this kid.
You gonna start over?
No, the boy is
Oh, the
taken
kid.
to
Sorry.
anytime he's displeased by something, it's just immediately, well, now I have to scream because I'm upset. And I don't know how to make it stop. Instead of mild frustration, he just immediately goes to, it's like, why did you do that? Will you stop? Don't touch. Oh, don't touch. How can I make this archer look more wizardy?
My immediate thought was hat, but I'm not sure.
You can
I
purge
don't think that
allergies
will
through
actually help.
sweat.
I blame Gandalf for this, but the big old floppy hat is, and then staff and book are things that read wizard to me.
Yeah.
But you can't really do that with an archer, can you?
Oh my god, kid. Fuck that rabbit.
I see no rabbits. Those are just snowballs.
I didn't see the ones in the back.
It was a stronger reaction than I was expecting from you, Rook.
I knew I'd get a reaction like that from him, though.
Right, because of our conversation.
Yep.
That was good. That was good trolling.
Well, that's the end of the stream. Shut it down. Hit the rabbit quota. Maybe a bracer would do better. Like a magical bracer.
Cover it in runes.
Yeah, something.
Runes are helpful.
I've had to draw so many rabbits. Just thinking about that now. One of my friends wanted to make a video game where all the main characters were rabbits, like rabbit folk. I drew so many rabbits.
Did they want to play in a Watership Down campaign?
I was going to ask that.
No, it was more like, I'm trying to think of what a better example would be. It's more like a Redwall situation.
Okay. I try not to think about Redwall anymore.
Why not?
I don't know. Like, I really enjoyed the first, I don't know, like 4 or 5 books in like 6th and 7th grade.
Yeah, it's about what I read them too.
But every time I think back on them now, there's something in my brain that just kind of derisively goes, oh yeah, that was fun for when I was a child. I don't need to think about that anymore.
Sounds like some furry repression going on. I will always have the thought of a giant badger in plate mail just murdering shit. Like, that's ingrained in my brain now. Elliot, thank you for the magic monocle. $1.99. I appreciate it. We'll turn off the ads here. If I can find it.
Also, just so you know, Rick, I didn't purposely go look for weird rabbit pictures.
Oh, I don't care. Those are fine. Those are cute rabbits. I was just going along with it.
I was looking up Arctic animals yesterday for a little side thing, and I came back to Pinterest, and there was like, oh, that's funny.
It is really funny when you have rabbits that are like, they can do the seal thing.
Yeah.
Just like pull their whole face into their body. Just like, wham.
I am become sphere.
See, that's the type of rabbits we have, which is like eastern cottontails. We don't have jackrabbits here. We don't have hares. We have like bunnies.
A lot of the rabbits I grew up with were farm rabbits. Like they were meant to be eaten. And they were not nice. They were kept outside. Every now and again, one of them would become somebody's pet, and it's just like, it was just a piece of shit. Like, it was just... it was not a nice rabbit. Cap, welcome in.
I'm sharing one more, mainly because, like, I've never seen a rabbit do this. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Those are the kind of rabbits.
That is a hare.
You make a hammer? Yeah, good job.
Hares have learned how to do all sorts of contortionist shit to avoid snakes.
And stoats.
Yeah.
Which is very funny that a animal that's like it's almost 3 times its big is hunted by a little tiny weasel.
Well, stoats are good hunters.
I was watching a video the other day, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems true. Through the video evidence that they had, that cats just on average have a higher reaction time than snakes. So snakes just, it's almost impossible to kill a cat with a snake. Unless the cat's like unaware.
If they can see the snake and the snake goes to strike them, they're fast enough to whack it out of the air or jump out of the way.
There was a whole bunch of videos of that. The snake's like biting at a cat, and the cat just being like, BAM!
Yeah. No. I think I've seen some of what you're talking about.
That's what I think about with mongooses too. It's like,
It's a big reason why in Egypt cats were seen as protectors against snakes because they did such a good job of killing them. So much so that they gave the Egyptian sun god Ra a rabbit form.
Yeah, you gonna destroy that?
Rabbit. I meant cat. Damn it.
I
I-
totally didn't even notice that you said it wrong because that's what I thought you said.
I was wondering, but it wasn't.
It took me a moment.
question
Like,
it.
wait, I meant I meant cat.
Yeah. I'm getting lost in drawing crystals, which are shapey.
I've been learning about echoic memory, which I think is kind of neat. Lately. And I didn't ever realize that I was talking. I think I talked about it last week, like not having an inner monologue or having an inner monologue.
Yeah.
And biologically, people think that the reason we have that is to correct things like what just happened with Corvus. Like, you'll say something and then you'll be like, "Wait, what did my mouth said something different than my brain meant to say? That didn't match up."
It
What
happens to me
happened?
all the time.
Yep. Kid, do not push on the computer. Hey, stop it! Do not push that. We still on the internet? Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Yep.
Boundary pusher. I don't like it.
Hmm?
The boys in the have to test boundaries phases.
Mm.
So he has become cat who pushes things off desk.
Yep.
Sounds exhausting. I'm sorry.
It is. My desk has become a constant battleground of random shit getting moved and thrown. Almost midnight. My place. Sadly, need to sleep. Have fun. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out, Alexander. We'll catch you next time. I'm rereading the Lord of the Rings
Oh, fun.
because I tried to read the Silmarillion and I couldn't do it, and I reread the Hobbit.
Uh-huh.
And I just got to the point where Frodo actually gets the ring, and Frodo's like, "Where did the ring come from?" And then Gandalf says, and I've never picked this up before, "If I told you the story of where the ring came from, we would be here for months." Like, and I was like, "Oh, self-burn. I like it. That's funny." And then he just like, "I'll give you the quick rundown," and it's still like a 20-minute lore dump, but yeah, Silmarillions. I come
A
back
lot.
to talk of raw rabbits. What does raw rabbits mean?
When I was referring to Ra, the Egyptian sun
The
god.
Egyptian
Oh, got it. And then Elliot's making a pun.
Yep.
Came back to raw rabbits.
Nice one.
Or not making a pun, maybe just a misunderstanding.
Yep. I could have said Ray. That's another way of saying it. But I've always known it as Ra.
Yeah, I think
Is Ra a
you're
rabbit?
more
I thought Ra
likely
was
to
a
get
bird.
people to.
Who's this?
So,
Ah!
so that is because the Egyptians syncretized a lot of their own local beliefs and different things. So some gods have different forms, and Ra has a lot of them. And the bird form is
I'm so
specifically
sorry.
raw.
The kid's just screaming behind me.
Oh, sorry. So like the bird-headed version of Ra is called like Ra Harakti, Ra of the Horizon. And this is Ra as the Great Cat that fights the Chaos Snake. Because we were talking about how cats are good at countering snakes. The Egyptians noticed that. So they made Ra as one and gave it a knife.
Gotcha. Wait a minute. Are rabbits rodents?
No.
But they have ever-growing teeth,
Well,
don't they?
Closely related. They do. A rodent specifically has a pair of four top and bottom, or yeah, two top and bottom each, so four total ever-growing incisors, which is
Oh. Yeah.
which is the specific teeth. Rabbits have four on top and two on the bottom, so they are slightly different.
Yeah,
But they
they're
do also
lagomorphs.
have ever-growing. Yeah, they do also have ever-growing teeth, though. And the teeth on top, their incisors on top, are kind of weird because they're layered.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Rabbits have layered teeth?
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
see if I can. Let me see if I can find an image that will make it make sense.
Oh, you are talkative today, kid.
Yeah, they're part of the lagomorph
Lagomorph.
family genes, which has 39. Nope, you messed it up. 93 extant species, belonging to 12 genera. Does not include hybrid species or extinct prehistoric species.
Huh.
There was one species of volcano rabbits.
Volcano rats?
Rabbits.
Oh, okay. That doesn't change the curiosity. What is? Were they on fire? Were the
No,
teeth
no,
made out of
probably
iron
just-
like the snails? You want to watch the show? Blue, blue, blue.
Ugh. They're like super isolated to like southern Mexico, which I guess is near a volcano. They're more related to pikas instead of like jackrabbits in them.
Here we
Which
go.
a pika is
yeah.
a type of lagomorph.
The layered top incisors was wrong on my part. They're squished together, so they very much look like rodent teeth, but they're four teeth squished into two teeth.
Ah.
It's kind of hard to see.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But do their teeth continue to grow like rodent teeth?
Yes, they are ever growing in
Yeah.
the same way. That is basically the big difference. So, like, I think taxonomically they were considered extremely closely related for a very long time, but they are different genetically speaking and are not considered part of the rodent clade. This is for sure the most sinister kobold I have ever drawn. Yeah, I want to give them some color.
All right, what time is it? It's 3 o'clock. We've been going for a while, even though I've been super distracted. Sorry, everybody. Probably be a good time to just take a break. How close are you to being done, you think?
Want to give it a little bit of color, and I think I do want to give it a highlight layer.
Okay, we can wait for that. I'll just keep doodling on this.
All right. As per usual, I think this means I'm only going to get one drawing done, but I'm really happy with this drawing. So.
I mean, I only got 2 done, so.
And a couple rugbies. That's okay. It means we got stuff to do for Friday, right?
Yeah.
I started down a rabbit hole
Okay.
briefly. I guess last week we were talking about blackberries and how like they're
Invasive here, yeah.
yeah. Turns out those blackberries are not. They're blackberries that I know of.
Right.
Himalayan blackberries are also not from the Himalayas, but are from Europe, specifically like Armenia, and they look nothing alike. From what I've seen, so I don't think they grow here.
We were trying to tell you that. Like, the blackberries here, it's not like, oh no, blackberries are. It's like they're fucking huge and thorny. Like, that's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, they're also huge and thorny here, but like they're not the same as what is there. Like in your neck of the woods.
There's rose bushes, right? Like, rose bushes can be about like this big. And those are a pain in the ass. But like the ones that are growing in my backyard look something like this.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And it's like there's no way to touch them without just getting your shit ripped up. And you pull them out of the ground and they grow back. It's a pain in the ass.
Yep. They are so hard to kill. There are native northern U.S. species of blackberry, though, aren't there?
Oh yeah. I have some native ones in my backyard, and they're fine. Like, they're totally fine.
Oh, good.
The invasive ones are just god awful. Awful. And they like to cover the
blackberries are one of those types of berries that are like super widespread.
Well, yeah, it's because they are a transition species. Blackberries are forest edge plants.
No, like when I mean like widespread, I mean like there are native species in Asia.
Oh,
North
all
America,
over. Yeah, right.
and
Okay,
Europe.
all over the planet. Yeah. That's what I thought. And I think they're related to roses as well. I think.
Yeah, they're in the Rosidae family. Rosidae.
I really want to grow some huckleberry bushes here. Churches. Fancy blueberries.
Yeah, I was gonna like say like you realize they're just blueberries, right?
They're different.
Aren't they ever so slightly poison? Isn't the right word? You digest them better if you cook them, right?
No, you can eat them right off the bush.
I have no idea.
I might be thinking of a different type of berry then.
I think blueberries need kind of cooler weather, which we don't really provide.
Yeah. They also need very acidic soil. They are suited to live In pine forests.
I tried to use AI to figure out what tree I was talking about this morning, Corvus.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a picture and I sent it into the internet. And the AI was like, "That's a Douglas fir." I'm like, "That's possible." And then I took a picture of a completely different tree that I thought was Douglas fir. It's like, yes, see, that's Douglas fir. I'm like, cool. I took a picture of the other one, and it's like, this is definitely Douglas fir. I'm like, these are two fucking different trees. These are two completely different trees. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I got really upset. I think it might
I'm
be
fairly
elm.
certain.
Yeah.
Me and my dad agree that it's a type of elm, judging by the weirdly thick bark on it and the fact that it's super hard to split.
Yeah. Yep, that looks right.
Because I know you said another one where it's like there was like a bit of bug spray on it, and I saw like the clean wood. I was like, yeah, that definitely looks more like an elm by the color. I hate elm trees. They're they're weird.
Elm
We have
seed,
one in
though.
our yard, and it just like is always dropping branches off it. But like, if you go like try to cut it down, it's really hard.
All right, I'm in highlight layer territory, so we can wrap up anytime.
Magic monocle is just going to be glowing. Snake cat? What is that?
I don't know. I just found it.
The
A
dog,
caterpillar.
that could be it. I look at it and just immediately my brain was like, yeah, I can see why ferrets are called cat snakes.
Cats.
Okay. It's probably a good place to call it. Oh, I didn't draw Halloween. I'll do a Halloween rugby next month. Well, I feel like that's what we figured out. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. Sorry the kid took over halfway through.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good kobold. Druid.
Thank you.
Good job. I got nothing else. That's all I got, guys. Stay happy, stay
tired.
healthy. Keep your eyes on the table. Druid, Corvus, thank you for hanging out today. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll catch everybody next week. Bye.
Bye.
Or on Friday. Friday, not next week. Sorry.
Friday.
Back on Friday.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
That's something.